Scary telling. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across our small house, the disappointment in our hearts grew with each passing moment. Dylan and Ava, my younger siblings, and I had been looking forward to the fair for weeks. It was a rare treat, promised to us by our mother if we behaved well. But as the day wore on, we could sense something was amiss. Our parents, consumed by a constant sadness, seemed distant and preoccupied. Our father was rarely home, always working late, leaving us yearning for his presence. Our mother, though physically present, had an emptiness in her eyes that spoke volumes. Yet, we had hoped that this time would be different, that we would finally get to experience the joy and wonder of the fair. With a mix of skepticism and anticipation, we watched as our mother's face lit up with a flicker of happiness. The fair was in town, and she assured us that if we continued to be good, our dreams of cotton candy, thrilling rides, and the lively sounds of laughter would become a reality. We clung onto her words, hoping against hope that this time our longing would be fulfilled. But as the day neared its end, our hopes began to wane. Dylan's mischievous nature got the best of him, and he dumped soapy water all over the bathroom floor, turning it into a slippery mess. Ava's cries pierced through the air, and our mother, with a sad smile, told us she was cutting teeth. Our dreams started to crumble, and the realization set in that our fairy tale day was slipping away. To add to our disappointment, our father once again had to work late. We saw the weariness in our mother's face as she turned on the television for us and retreated to her room. The fair seemed like a distant fantasy, slipping through our fingers like sand. I couldn't bear the thought of disappointment crushing our spirits once more. Unable to contain my curiosity any longer, I approached our mother's closed bedroom door. I could hear the soft murmur of her voice from the other side, a mixture of sorrow and desperation. Taking a deep breath, I pushed the door open, revealing a room shrouded in shadows. A heavy silence hung in the air, broken only by the faint sound of our mother's muffled sobs. It was then that my eyes fell upon the large, dusty wardrobe tucked in the corner. An inexplicable urge pushed me forward, drawing me closer to its secrets. With trembling hands, I reached out and pulled open the wardrobe door, revealing a hidden passage that seemed to beckon me inside. Curiosity mingled with trepidation as I stepped into the dimly lit corridor, my footsteps echoing against the worn floorboards. The walls were adorned with faded photographs, each capturing moments frozen in time, our family at various amusement parks and fairs, faces brimming with joy. It was a stark contrast to the reality we had come to know. Confusion welled up within me, and questions swirled in my mind. What had happened to those happy times? Why were our parents trapped in this perpetual sadness? Driven by a thirst for answers, I continued to explore the labyrinthine passage. Each turn revealed more unsettling paintings on the walls, distorted renditions of fair rides, twisted and ominous. They sent shivers down my spine, but I couldn't turn back. I needed to uncover the truth. Finally, I arrived at a room illuminated by flickering candlelight. My eyes widened in awe and apprehension as I beheld the twisted carousel at its center. The horses, once vibrant and cheerful, now appeared decayed and malevolent, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. From the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in darkness, their face concealed by a worn carnival mask. Their voice, laced with an eerie tone, invited me to take a ride on the carousel. Despite the chill running down my spine, an inexplicable pull drew me closer to the grotesque spectacle. Hesitation gripped me as I stood before the twisted carousel, its decaying horses casting eerie shadows in the flickering candlelight. I could feel the presence of something deeply wrong, a lingering malevolence that permeated the air. Yet, my younger brother, Dylan, appeared captivated by the macabre allure of the ride. "Come on, let's take a spin," he urged me, his voice tinged with both excitement and a hint of naivety. but I couldn't shake off the unsettling feeling that enveloped me. My instinct screamed at me to turn away, to run from this twisted invitation. "Ava, don't you want to experience something extraordinary?" Dylan asked, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of anticipation and innocence. Despite my growing fear, I couldn't bear to let him face the unknown alone. I knew it was up to me to protect him, to shield him from the darkness that encroached upon us. With a deep breath, I reluctantly agreed, determined to keep a watchful eye over Dylan. I climbed onto one of the decaying carousel horses, its once vibrant colors now faded and its paint cracked with age. The wooden frame groaned under my weight, adding to the mounting sense of unease. As the carousel came to life, a haunting melody filled the room, resonating deep within my bones. Slowly at first, then gradually increasing in speed, the carousel spun, causing my heart to race in tandem with its motion. The world around us began to transform, twisting and warping into a nightmarish circus. The walls bled with grotesque images, contorted versions of familiar fair rides that now seemed more like instruments of torture. Laughter echoed through the air, but there was nothing joyous about it. It was a cacophony of twisted, distorted mirth that chilled me to the core. The once benign carousel horses morphed into monstrous, nightmarish creatures. Their eyes glowed with an unholy light, radiating an unsettling malevolence. Fear gripped my heart, realizing that we had stumbled into a realm where nightmares and reality melded together. Dylan's face reflected a mixture of exhilaration and terror as he spun uncontrollably, his laughter turning into desperate cries for help. I reached out, desperately trying to grab his hand, but he was beyond my reach, trapped in the nightmarish grip of the carousel. A surge of adrenaline coursed through my veins, fueling my determination to free Dylan from this twisted fate. With every ounce of strength I possessed, I lunged forward, pushing through the dizziness and disorientation. My hand closed around his arm, and with a surge of strength, I managed to pull him from the clutches of the carousel. As the ride slowed to a halt, the nightmarish circus around us dissolved, revealing the dilapidated room once more. We stumbled to the ground, breathless and shaken, yet relieved to be free from its grasp. The masked figure, who had watched our ordeal with sadistic delight, retreated back into the shadows, leaving us alone in the eerie silence. Dylan clung to me, tears streaming down his face, and I held him tightly, reassuring him that we were safe. Our encounter with the dark carnival had left an indelible mark on our souls, a reminder that not all that glitters is gold, and that some dreams can quickly descend into nightmares. As we caught our breath and our heartbeats gradually returned to a steady rhythm, we knew that we couldn't stay in this twisted realm any longer. We had to find a way to escape, to break free from the cycle that had ensnared our family. Our determination grew stronger as we realized that we were the only ones who could face the darkness and seek the truth. Breathing heavily, Dylan and I picked ourselves up from the cold, unforgiving ground. The room around us seemed to pulsate with a malevolent energy, a constant reminder of the nightmarish grip that had ensnared our family. We exchanged a determined look, silently vowing to confront the sinister forces that held our parents captive. Leaving the room behind, we stepped back into the dimly lit corridor, our footsteps echoing with purpose. The faded photographs on the walls seemed to follow our every move, their eyes capturing our attention. They told a story of happiness lost, a reminder of the family we used to be. As we ventured deeper into the passageway, our quest for answers became more urgent. We had to understand what had caused our parents' perpetual sadness, what had bound them to this nightmarish cycle. Our steps grew resolute, fueled by the unyielding love for our family and a burning desire to set things right. The corridor seemed to stretch endlessly, but we pressed on, guided by an unspoken intuition. Finally, we reached a door, worn and weathered like the rest of this dark labyrinth. With a trembling hand, I turned the doorknob and pushed it open, revealing a room bathed in an ethereal glow. Before us stood our parents, their faces devoid of emotion, trapped in an eternal loop of despair. Their eyes were vacant, their movements mechanical. It was as if they were puppets, strings being pulled by an unseen force. My heart sank, realizing the magnitude of the darkness that held them captive. "Mama, Papa," Dylan's voice quivered with a mixture of sadness and hope. "We're here to help you. We won't let this nightmare consume you anymore." For a brief moment, a flicker of recognition crossed their faces, a glimmer of the love they once had for us. But it was quickly swallowed by the pervasive grip of the fair's curse. A voice, distant and chilling, echoed through the room. "You cannot break the cycle. You are trapped, just like them." We turned, searching for the source of the voice, and our eyes settled upon a weathered carousel horse standing in the corner. Its paint was faded, and its eyes glowed with an ominous light. It was the embodiment of the darkness that had ensnared our family. With unwavering determination, I stepped forward, my voice trembling but resolute. "We refuse to accept that. We will find a way to break this curse, to set our family free." The masked figure emerged from the shadows once more, their presence permeating the room with a palpable malevolence. "Foolish children," they sneered. "You cannot defy the fair's decree. It is an eternal prison, and you are mere mortals." But their words only fueled our resolve. Dylan and I stood side by side, our bond unbreakable. We had witnessed the horrors of the fair, endured the nightmares, and it had only made us stronger. "We may be mortal, but love and determination are forces that can transcend any realm," I declared, my voice laced with newfound strength. "We will find the key to break this cycle, even if it means facing the darkest corners of our own fears." With those words, the room trembled, as if shaken by the power of our determination. The masked figure recoiled, their confidence wavering for the first time. We knew that our journey was just beginning, that there were challenges and sacrifices awaiting us, but we were prepared to face them head on. As we turned to leave the room, a glimmer of hope shone through our parents' eyes. It was a spark of recognition, a testament that love could still conquer the darkness. We would not rest until our family was whole once more, until the fair's curse was broken, and the laughter of joy echoed through our lives once again. And so, with the strength born of love and the unwavering belief in our own resilience, Dylan and I embarked on a journey into the depths of the fair's secrets. We would uncover its origins, challenge its twisted rules, and forge a new path, reclaiming our family from the clutches of the nightmare. The fair had thought it could break us, but little did it know that it had awakened a resolve that could not be extinguished. Together, we would face the darkest corners of our own souls, armed with love, determination, and the unwavering spirit of two siblings fighting for their family's redemption.